Good morning, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. It's a Saturday morning, and I thought I'd record a video based on 5 things that I think, or I know, this is the reason why people fail at recruitment. So it doesn't matter if you've got no experience in recruitment. These are going to be 5 reasons that I've encountered. People have come to me, booked coaching calls with me, and we've identified as these are the major problems. Even forget the coaching calls. These are things that I know people do wrong. And if you avoid these, bear these in mind when you actually do start your business, or you're actually starting your business and you can't see the results that other people have, other companies achieve. You haven't got your clients, you got your clients, you can't place, whatever. So I'll start off with number 1. Now, number 1 is the reason why most people don't actually win business. I teach mainly sort of, emailing out 100 a day, 60 a day, cold calling with that as well. What people do wrong is they email the wrong person. And I have made videos on it in the past. Who are the best people to contact? It's usually people, a resourcing manager, a recruitment manager, people in the HR function, internal recruitment, usually are the decision makers when onboarding companies. If you're looking for one job and you go to a hiring manager, he won't have the authority to sign off on that. He doesn't know anything about the hiring budget, the budget within the company. So he's not really the decision maker. He is the hiring manager, but he is not the internal recruitment manager that deals with third-party recruiters. Anyone that tells you otherwise don't actually recruit, and they don't know what they're talking about. So that's the number 1 thing. So make sure you're emailing the right person. CEOs, managing directors are probably not also the best people to email, simply because, they can be good because they'll forward it to the right person. And that's the only advantage I see. I'm not going to lie, that's happened to me a few times. I've gone to the managing director, chief exec, head of department, HR director, even if you want to count them in that sort of C-suite category. They have forwarded the email on to the relevant person. They've either come back to me and said, look, I'm not interested, or they've said, yeah, we're interested. I'm the person that deals with it. I'd like to introduce myself. So that's the other thing. Now, the second point is the volume of emails. And most people expect that if I send, 30, 20 emails, I'm going to get something back. Recruitment is highly competitive. And don't forget, we are bidding on contracts that potentially can give you £250,000 worth of revenue to make per year. And those are competitive contracts. Those are things that, even if you're making £30,000 off, do you really think one simple email with 12 other people is going to be, taken lightly, or it's going to be, hey, look, you can do business with us? It's competitive, so you have to kind of kiss a few progs to get the prince. And it is a game of, just going to market and sorting it out. You should really be looking at 3,000 cold emails when you actually start your business. Now, that is spread over a few months. That's not really, hey, send 3,000 emails and you've got your business up and running. It's to identify and learn the market, who hires, who doesn't, what areas of the UK, what sectors, what job title are in demand. These things you'll uncover by the emails or the cold calls, whatever you prefer doing with that. So the third point would be, and this is the most interesting part, people giving up too early. It's fine if recruitment isn't for you. Giving up early is fine, yeah? But doing it for a week or two, not achieving results, is not going to get you anywhere in recruitment. Recruitment can be, I've spoken to people that have said, look, I've been running my business for a year and I haven't got anywhere. Or I've made a few placements here and there, which is fine if you want it as a side business. But giving up too early will never get you anywhere in recruitment. It takes a long time. You're going to pull positions. You're going to get job orders where you can't actually fill the roles, and you're going to have to drop the client. It happens. Or they're going to fill it internally. If you give up at the first hurdle, it's going to be, difficult. Now, how you'd avoid that is having a number of clients. So if you've got one client and you put all your eggs in one basket and you stop doing the business development, you're not going to pick up anything. And if they fill one position and that's all they had, and they say, sorry, we've hired internally, or another agency has filled the position, you're back to square one. But if you have 6 clients and 6 accounts with about 20 jobs sending in, I know it's easier said than done, but that will mitigate and diversify your sort of client portfolio. And if you give up, and giving up doesn't mean you just quitting recruitment. giving up sales or the business development will kill your business. And that applies to everything, really. So the point I'm trying to make is, don't just stop at one client. Get the position, keep your business development going. That's why a lot of people fail. I could name a ton of people that have, given up. I've seen a lot of people actually win clients and give up because they can't place that position. I've got a client that's got like 12 agencies working on about 12 roles. No, that's a lie. It's about 4 positions at the moment. It was 12. And then, when I asked them after I made a placement, they say, yeah, we got 12 agencies on it. So it's competitive. And that in my eyes is a really good client. That deal actually fell through. But yeah, so this brings me to point number 4. Point number 4 is a big one. And it's something that I really is my sort of pet peeve. It's people are working in multiple niches or they're not working niche enough. So I've got someone that will come to me and say, look, I'm an IT recruiter, I'm doing healthcare, and I'm doing warehouse drivers. Yeah, it makes no sense. It's not a niche. Like, you wouldn't go to, I don't know, you'd go to a specialist doctor. I always use this analogy. You'd go to a specialist doctor for that particular problem you have. You're less likely to get a good service, and in the long run, you've got no way of actually building a solid database or mapping the market. For example, I've got niche positions where, let's say doctors, if I find a doctor, I can spec them out very easily. But if you've got multiple niches, this is why clients look on your website. I think I get about a 12% click through to everyone that opens my email just to look at my website and see how I'm set up. Am I a niche agency? Niche agencies always do better than separate agencies where they're working in multiple niches. Later on, you can grow, and it's fine to try different sectors because you're probably going to have to do a month in each sector to identify if it's good, if you want to go into it as well. So niche down as far as possible, not too small. If you're looking to grow, a 6-figure business and actually hire people eventually, but you can always start off small and build up into it. You can't start massive, become a global company. I recruit for admin staff, IT, finance, everything, healthcare. You can't do it. I've never seen it done well. Usually people might position themselves like that, but end up as a sort of one niche agency, and they've just got the categories on their website and they don't do anything with it. Give you an example. Healthcare is a massive niche, but if you want to niche down, you would go into doctors, nurses. You can even go into specialist nurses. So you can go to, I don't know, band 8 nurses or specialist nurses. That is much more well received. If you can start a proper niche agency, so call it, I don't know, pediatric nurses only. So only nurses that work with children, that will be received better and you're more likely to win business. So it brings me to the 5th point, is expectations. Most people don't want to hear this, but recruitment is very competitive, especially in the UK. It is, a client will post a job and they'll get 4 or 5 calls from agencies, possibly, depending on the company. I've got cousins that are HR directors, 2 of them. One of them is a global HR director, and he gets calls all the time, and he tells me, and he's C-suite, he's not even the right person. Like, he says, I don't even deal with it, but people call me. And I've got a brother-in-law who works for, well, a massive company, probably the world's biggest, and he's not even the decision maker. And he gets probably 4 or 5 emails, LinkedIn messages a week. So it's not really, something that you got to take lightly. Recruitment is good money because it's competitive, yeah. And a lot of people are in it for that. It's not to say you can't win business, but don't expect to send 30 emails, 200 emails, 100 emails, and have a successful business that makes thousands every month. It just doesn't work like that. You have to really put in the effort. And that's what I see from most people with that. So a bit of a negative video, but really and truly, this is something that you really have to keep in the back of your mind. So just to summarize, make sure you contact the right person. Make sure the volume is there. So make sure you're contacting enough people on a flow. You don't want it to slow down at any point, unless you're in a position like me where you've got you know, I could pull a client and I can't work on it because I'm too busy. That's what the position you want to be with. You can achieve that. And with that, don't give up. If you identify a problem, brilliant, fix it. If you're in the wrong niche, fix it. But don't give up. Change, sidestep your niche down, do these things. This time of the year is bad. However, January is coming up. If you're launching in January, you should be setting up for that right now. Different times of the year. December, you won't really win any business. So don't just prepare for the next month. Don't just go in and say, look, I want to recruit for this in December, and if it doesn't work, I'll give up. Yeah, there's only a few niches that actually operate in December. You're more likely to win business, and in fact, those contracts are probably won by now. Niching down, you have to niche as far as possible. If you need any guidance on that, do let me know in the comments as well. And don't operate in multiple niches at this stage. It's a startup business, and you really want to be an expert in your field and get to know the market. If you're recruiting, I don't know, nurses in Manchester, you'll eventually, in about 6 months, you'll probably come across the same people, and you just realize that these are the nurses, these are who I talk to. You'll build up relationships with the nurses. They're looking for this much. You can call them in 3 months when you get a position. Are you still looking? I found a job that matches it. So those are the things that you do as a recruiter that really push you forward. And just your expectations have to be realistic. This is a potentially, you know, a 6-figure business. It doesn't happen overnight. So best of luck. And yeah, we'll speak very soon. Take care.